So there is one question on explain the provisions relating to cooperative firm under Karnataka Land Reforms Act. Okay, so chapter 7, sections 89 to 102 of Karnataka Land Reforms Act, it makes provisions relating to cooperative firm. Okay, and section 2, clause 9 of this act defines what cooperative firm is. It means a cooperative firm registered as provided under section 91 of this legislation. So a firm which is registered as a cooperative firm under this act will be considered as a cooperative firm, and what are the provisions relating to it under this legislation. We have the provisions in sections 89 to 102 of the legislation. So first of all, it talks about formation of a cooperative firm. So any 10 or more persons of a village or 2 or more contiguous villages holding between them either as landowners or tenants rights in and possession over 50 acres or more in such village or contiguous villages and desiring to start a cooperative farm comprising the land so held and passed by them may apply in writing to Registrar of Cooperative Societies in Karnataka for registration of the cooperative farm. There can be more than one cooperative farm registered in any village. So it may be within one village, only 10 or more people are willing to register a cooperative farm, or it might happen that 2-3 nearby villages also, they can go for such sort of a registration. And there can be more than one such cooperative farm in one particular village as well. So for formation, we need 10 or more persons who are willing to get it registered as a cooperative farm. Okay, then application for registration is given under section 90. Okay, so an application for registration, because they need to get themselves registered because before Registrar of Cooperative Societies in Karnataka. So an application for registration of cooperative firm shall be accompanied by extracts from the record of rights or other records showing the total area with the survey numbers for all the fields held by each of the applicants in the village or contiguous villages, and shall contain such other particulars as may be prescribed. So it needs to provide details relating to the plot of land that we are talking about. It also needs to provide details about record of rights. So record of rights, do you remember what we discussed yesterday? What it contains?
Particulars about name and other details of the land.
Yes, how they acquired it, details of the land, numbers and stuff, right? All those details has to be provided by these people of land, what they hold, right? What people hold, those details will be provided. Along with that, survey numbers also will be mentioned. So what is survey number?
Certain unique numbers are given to properties by the government. Okay.
Yes, so survey number,
authorities.
patta number, different names we know these numbers, right? That helps in identifying that, okay, this is the specific property that we are talking about. So those details, those particulars need to be provided at the time of registration of the cooperative firm. At the time of making registration application for the cooperative firm. Registration of cooperative firm under section 91. Once such an application is submitted by those 10 or more people who are interested to start with a cooperative firm, once such application for registration is submitted, the registrar shall make the necessary inquiries related to this record of rights that they have submitted, related to survey numbers. They may see that, okay, this area is of this much area only, what they are talking about, they have specified it properly. All those inquiries would be done. And once the registrar is satisfied, he will register the cooperative firm under the Karnataka Cooperative Societies Act. And he will also grant a certificate of registration to those interested people. The registrar shall also get a copy of that certificate forwarded to the DC, because Deputy Commissioner is like the main person in terms of land matters, right? So Deputy Commissioner will also be informed by way of providing a copy of the certificate that this certain farm is being registered in this certain area. Now the property got registered, the cooperative society is formed, it got registered. Now consequences of registration under section 93. When a certificate of registration is granted to a cooperative firm, the provisions of Karnataka cooperative societies become applicable to it. So it is the registered cooperative society under this legislation, Karnataka Cooperative Societies Act, and the provisions of this legislation are going to apply. So when we talk about provisions, there are certain rights and privileges that the members of the cooperative farm would enjoy, right? 10 or more members who got it registered, they are going to enjoy some rights and privileges. So every member of a cooperative farm shall be entitled to such rights and privileges and will be subjected to such obligation on liabilities as and bound to discharge such duties as may be prescribed. So they are also having some rights and obligations under this legislation, which they are bound to perform under this act once it gets registered. Then we have contribution also, contribution by members. Every member, those 10 or more members, whoever got it registered, every member of the cooperative firm are bound to contribute. What sort of contribution? To funds, personal labor, agricultural implements, agricultural stock, and such other articles of the farm. So they need to make contribution in the farm. They need to put their labor also. They need to look into or take care of the agricultural things that they are going to do over there. They are going to make their contributions. They have an obligation. Concession and facilities for the cooperative farm under this legislation. So a cooperative farm, once it gets registered under this legislation, it is also entitled to some concession and facilities under section 102. Like reduction of land revenue. The land revenue which they were paying on that particular plot of land, there will be a reduction in it because they are using it for agricultural purpose. Reduction of or exemption from agricultural income tax. When something is used for agricultural purpose, income tax you need not pay, right? These nurseries and all which you see, right, where people would sell plants and stuff, there also it is exempted from income tax. So many people, just to pay less income tax, they open a big nursery also, right? Like that, there is exemption or reduction from agricultural income tax as well. Free technical advice from export employees by the government. So export employees are also appointed by the government, and from there they would get some technical advice as well related to how they can make more out of this cooperative fund. Financial aid and grant of subsidies and loan with or without interest, maybe at lesser rate of interest, loans may be provided to them. They might be entitled to some subsidies. Okay, whatever is prevalent at any point in time, all those benefits also they will be entitled to. Priority in irrigation from state irrigation works. In case of any irrigation project that government is willing, there also they are going to get priority because it's a registered cooperative fund. So they are going to get priority in case any such project are being implemented. Okay, so this Karnataka Land Reforms Act makes elaborate provisions relating to formation, registration, and functioning of cooperative farm. These provisions relating to cooperative farm also apply to cooperative society registered before the appointed date under the law relating to cooperative societies or cooperative farming society. Might be someone got registered as a cooperative society before this legislation came into existence. So there also that cooperative society is also going to get the same benefits because it is also performing similar sort of functions only. Okay, so it talks about all the benefits. It talks about the process of registration just to ensure that it falls under the same, like same body, all the details, all the records are being maintained, and we have like a formal system for registration of it. And also the members would be encouraged to get themselves registered because it comes with multiple benefits for them. Okay, is it clear?
Yes, yes.
So provisions relating to cooperative firm under Karnataka Land Reform. Like it is beneficial for both because government is providing so many benefits, loan with lesser rate of interest, subsidies and all. People will also be interested. And because these cooperative firms are being established, that is going to ensure the government also that people are more engaged in agricultural activities, what is beneficial for the state as a whole.